Welcome back to the Can-Am Garage, guys. This is a quick handheld episode, and it's not necessarily to show you what you think I'm showing you, which is always fun, right? All right, so I'm going to show you. Yeah, okay. The Jeep Gladiator has had one coat of clear overall. I managed to polish through the clear and color on about half the pieces, so those pieces have gotten more color and more clear. Now this will be the second coat of clear overall, but I digress. What we're here to look at is really the stands. Sorry about that. And I'm going to turn you sideways, so just hold on. Try not to scare you too much or give you motion sickness. Both of these, this was one piece. They did belong to my cat. They were intended as a dollar store scratching post. What I did was cut it roughly in half with an old bread knife. Could have used anything else. I had a bread knife that I didn't mind doing this to, so I used it. I then wrapped the sides and the ends, and the long sides, the short sides, and long sides, short sides, and the bottom. I think. Let's see if I can show you that. Yep, with wide masking tape. That's about the only thing I use for is wide masking, and it's working quite wonderfully. Why does all this matter? Well, a while back on one of his podcast episodes, Jameson at Scale Finishes mentioned that you could do this with one of those cardboard scratching posts that you can buy at your local dollar store, dollar emporium, call it what you want. Dollar General, I guess, should have them too. Regardless, as you can see, for the small investment and the sacrifice from the cat, who did protest, but he has plenty of other stuff to scratch, hey, it works. I like it. Seeing as I have you for a minute, let's just quickly update various other projects. Okay, not taking out the plastic because if I take it out of the plastic, it'll be covered in static electricity. Then I'll have to wash it and then wash it again later. No, the Ford Bronco in House of Colors Sunrise, which, according to Jameson, approximates at least as close as he's going to get to Cyber Orange, which is a 3-part paint, and he's just not going to do that, he says, for the pricing of 2 bottles of color plus clear. No, he says. And from my point of view, I will definitely agree that, yeah, outside the plastic, it does come very close to Cyber Orange, which was available on the Broncos. This is ready for a coat of clear, its first coat. And schedule permitting, next day or two, yeah, it should get it. It's supposed to have gotten it yesterday, but for a variety of other reasons, didn't get it. Also, seeing as I happen to have you here and I'm handheld, I happen to find a beautiful, big, cheap clamp at Walmart to hold my airbrush stand from Tamiya. Big, beautiful, yeah, for the price, yep, I can't beat that. Could show you some complications. No, I can show you some other things. We won't. This is turning into an overall update. I had painted this a while back and tried painting the stripes on, and I had royally screwed it up. You really can't see it through the plastic bag. It's better than it was before. I need to match the hood to this and then decide exactly how I'm going to handle the edges to see if it works. But this is my Dodge Charger, and yeah, in Cinnamon Stick, I decided after consulting with a few friends like Ken Nesbitt and Chris Martin that it needed a non-factory color stripe option, which in this case is Tamiya TS100 or semi-gloss gunmetal. Pretty much like that. Yeah, I do have it. It's supposed to be used only on my AMG. It seems to be getting used on lots of other projects, which I suppose is fun. Where is that one? Oh, I'll put it back into his box. Well, hold on, we're going to move. I'll just scroll around over here a little bit. The Gladiator chassis and etc. But what we're here to really look at is to look at the 71 Ford Mustang, where if you follow the painting on this one, I had got it to the point of clear, polished it, was rubbing out the paint with a polishing pad, and I rubbed through both clear and color. That's been fixed. It's now been hit with Scratch X 2.0 and is ready to keep on going from the build from this point on. That means build it, finish it. And yeah, as you can see, it's not that far from it. Tiny truck wheels and tires, detailed with semi-gloss black. In this case, it was, oh boy, instead of my regular Testors, Tamiya, I should say, it is Testors Model Master Acryl semi-gloss black. I was very fortunate that at the time when Testors said, or RPM said, we're getting out of the hobby paint business, that my friend Chris Martin happened to have a hobby shop that was basically on one of his delivery routes. So he stopped in and picked up like a half dozen bottles of it for me, everything they had, and it'll keep me going for years. Years and years and years and years. Spread out over the workbench is the tiny truck, the Chevy Bison. I'm working on body prep, parts prep, trying to make decisions on what to do with it. It all becomes a question of just how much work do I want to put into this truck? And it's not that simple. I'm sure you're saying, yeah, it is. No, it isn't. This is the passenger side fuel tank. Yeah, it's got steps bolted onto the fuel tank. Nice. The details are not bad. The gas cap, it's okay. Those steps definitely need tread plate on them or something. And you'll notice there's a hole. Yeah, and I saw that when I test fitted it. And I was like, was this really like this way back when I built this the first time? It's like, yeah, I think it was. So, and there's a mud flap that comes in the kit that's meant to go over top of it. And yeah, that's all right. You won't see the hole, but it bothers me. What bothers me more currently, we're going to just quickly put the cab roughly into position. What bothers me is this. I checked with Chris Martin on this, as he does drive heavy truck, and the battery box should not be there. It should be centered underneath the stairs. So in other words, the back end of it should be about here, which would run into the fuel tank. So I could adjust the fuel tank back. I could, which would then complicate things. I could adjust the fuel tank forward to match fuel tank, but then there's no steps at all on the fuel tank, which means I'd have to scratch build them. Or I can move the fuel tank backwards, so as I can move the battery box backwards, which then is going to might run into the quarter fenders. Challenges. Decisions. Now, luckily, the paint is easy, and I'll cover that for you as soon as I'm here. And the paint is right over here. You'll notice here on our way back over some detailing of parts for the Jeep Gladiator. That'd be the stoplight, brake lights, stoplights. And over here, there's the two colors for the Mac. It's following a GMC General Chevy Titan paint scheme of white over dark blue. I'm using a little bit of racing white, and the blue can vary, and it works with the stripes, so that's definitely what it's getting. Okay, this actually ended up being longer than I was planning on it being, and well, it is what it is. Anyway, I'm going to get this painting done before I run out of time. Actually, I have run out of time. Darn it. And we're already collecting dust too. Look at it. Yeah, oh well, that's what I get for living with a cat. Anyway, that's it for this time, guys. We'll see you next time here at the Can-Am Garage.